Yes, it's been ready.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mucho Amor Lifestyle Podcast. Today with a very special guest, a good friend of mine, Armin Azadpour, originally from Germany, but I'm going to let you introduce yourself in a nutshell. How did you end up in hospitality, brother?
Hey, first of all, thank you so much, Simon, Mr. Altos, Mr. Global, Mr. Jet Set, Mehmet. I think that's the right pronunciation for you. I would say you are definitely the same traveling, mixing bartender around the world than I. How did I end up in hospitality? My first job was with 12/13 summer holidays. I had a lot of wishes, but my biggest wish was like a new BMX bicycle. My mom said, "It's nice that you have such a cool wish, and I believe you have definitely skills in driving a BMX. But if you really want a BMX, you have to work for it." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, but I'm a child. I can't work. It's not fun." And she was like, "You can, you can wash the dishes, you can iron, you can bring the garbage down, you can carry the water into the fifth or to the sixth floor of the house. You can." So long story short, I said, "Okay, let's do it." Next day she showed up. She said the Persian restaurant. It's actually at close by to Hunky Dory. It's 100 meters away. It's a Persian restaurant, and that was my first job when I washed like dishes in and towers like the same size like me. I think I was back in the days like 150 or 160, something like that. Yeah, the towers were the same size. So I washed every day, literally 3 towers of each one, 150, 160. And I hate it. I really hate washing the dishes. I'm fine with everything. I'm fine with like cleaning the toilet, but I'm not fine with washing dishes.
I see.
And there was no dishwasher. Okay. Yeah, that was my first entry to hospitality. Wasn't that fun, but I did it 6 weeks, 5 to 6 days a week. Yeah.
Dedication. You made it to the BMX.
Yeah, slowly but steady. Yeah, let's go to a kind of a shortcut for my resume about hospitality. So I started to work in a wrap shop during my apprenticeship. Then I worked always on side of my full-time job when I was back in the days working for American Apparel and being like a visual merchandise design and blah blah blah, whatever it was back in the days. So we were opening like shops for them for American Apparel, and I did by on site like Friday and Saturday. Yeah, I was like drafting beer, washing the dishes, making coffee, stepping behind the bar, being the barback. And then I slowly followed the mission of working behind the bar when I was in London for a couple of courses at the St. Joseph Martins, because I really had the passion back in the days for fashion. So I worked a couple of years in fashion and started with my own brand, and yeah, that was how I started.
Nice. And now you're the owner of one bar, and I think also of a second bar, which you guys opened. Yeah, nearly. Is it like it's over a year ago already, right? Yeah. So
We opened Hunky Dory in 2016, and then since this year I have a partner, Jabba Schneider, who joined the team as a fixed partner. So and in 2022, voila, sorry, 2022 we opened Lupo with two partners in Zurich.
amazing.
And in 2022, we started to open a company called Ecosystem for Eco Spirits for Switzerland. Yes,
Amazing.
that's the plans so far.
Where
That's the businesses we're doing.
where do you get your motivation from? Like with this podcast, I want to reach out to guys who thinking maybe to open their own business, to get them ideas how they can approve or not do the same mistakes as we do when we start our business. But where is your drive coming from, first of all?
Where's my drive coming from? That's a really, really good question. I have to say, like, for me, it's always the motivation, and I'm still like nervous on a Friday or on a Saturday when the bar is getting busy. To have everything still, it's not like nervous, but like still have the respect of making people happy. Try to find always a solution of getting people in the right position. It's always like it's kind of a Tetris game, in a venue, especially on a weekend, and fitting the right people in the right place, that people are getting together. And to the end of the day, our job is not making the best drinks in the world. The best drink in the world is a question of definition and a question of a taste. But like bringing people together, that's like my mission. That's my drive. That's my goal for hospitality. Creating a location, a space, a living room, or a place in general where people are from every age, from young to old. I want to hang out and chatting to each other, and like leaving this stiff atmosphere of a restaurant, coming more closer and start to chat with each other. That's like my drive. That gives me every day. It's charging for me the battery, seeing people, how many people we make every day happy, how many people are every day smiling in our venues. And this is like, for me, like what makes me really happy, and why I really like the job, and why I really really want to continue until like I'm old, like I really want to work in a bar until I'm like can't walk anymore. Like this is for me my goal. Yeah, I really love the job and have a lot of passion for that. Yeah.
Awesome. And I mean, who knows you knows that you're a very good host, that you're a very good you strive for a good atmosphere, for a good environment. And you already touched a couple of points which are super important on opening not only one venue, two venues. One is how you can get a good environment. You need a good team. Maybe you have some advices on how you pick, how you make sure you have a good team which really follows the steps and fits.
Oh, hey, that's a really, really good question. I think we all have like a certain expectations about what we want. But like in general, I think you have to put it together. What's the priorities? And then you see what you get, like what kind of skills does someone offers you. And you can also say, okay, this is like the possibilities, what I have for you. And if that fits, I think it's always a matter of communication in general. And then it works together. But it works only with like a good communication together, but also the communication comes always up if you start the communication with your team. So you got like there's like in Germany you say the fish stings at the head always, right? Is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Actually, I heard it today, just an hour ago. A guy told me exactly the same. It's funny.
It's like, but it's true. And like you giving the speed, you giving the possibilities, you give the drive, you give the vibe of the team. And as much as you are supportive to your team, as much your team is creative and also acting like that the venue is from them in the best case, or that they're acting like that's their own venue, or they do really care about like everything, literally. But long story short, I believe if you have like a clear communication of what you need and what you can offer, I think it's always a really, really good beginning to start a conversation of get together, right?
Right. 100% agree.
That helps, in my opinion. And we all have like certain ideas and wishes, but like with the time you will see, okay, this person might be really, really good, like in service, and this person might be really good behind the bar because he's technical, really good, and very good organized. But maybe he's not the person who's like enjoying so much making people or hooking up people or placing people in the right position, and then. So I think it's really important that you have like the sensibility of who is like the person who can who fits in which position, you know. But like everyone should be able, kind of worst case, to step in every position. But
everyone has
yeah,
a position.
yeah, that would be the best case. It doesn't work always, but like you should try, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
You are obviously, you have worked with a lot of different brands, and you seem to enjoy really to work with different brands, represent them. How do you get job offers? Because that's what a lot of young bartenders looking forward to, like this rock star attitude. How was it with you? How did you get the first, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have to say, first of all, I invested a lot of money in my own bar, in my own name. You don't need to necessarily have a bar. You can also work, in my opinion, for a bar, but the bar needs to be supportive. But I invested a lot of money for myself, so I traveled to all kind of bar shows. Literally,
that was one of my
you
questions.
get to know people. Yeah, that you get to know people, that you meet in all the bar shows. Always like the national BAs, you meet global BAs. I think you have to go to every kind of event and like really literally polishing the doors.
Yeah,
And
I think it's important
no one
that
is.
you're nailing it on when is the right moment to shut your mouth and when is the right moment to speak. And I think not everyone has this gift. I certainly think you have this gift. And I mean, you guys have been nominated with both bars already in a lot of awards. So that was actually one of my questions. Do you think it's important to visit different bar shows, knowledge-wise, brand-wise, and why?
Yeah.
And then also maybe you can link it to competitions and awards. Do you think they are necessary, or do you think it's sometimes a bit,
I would say back in the days it was really necessary. Nowadays it's not really that relevant. In general, like if you do a lot of marketing for your bar, for yourself, for presenting your menu, presenting the way how you work, you can do the same way. It's a matter of your style. So you can always choose. But like one thing have to be clear, you need to set up like a clear story of what are you doing and what makes you what makes you special. It doesn't have to be like you are the best or one of the best. You have to be unique. I think you need to create like a brand for yourself. In my case, what I always think, yeah, it's a storytelling. Yeah, you always need the storytelling. One thing is about the bar, but one thing is also about how you spread happiness. So I did last night with Chris from Candelaria from Paris, a guest shift at 9030 Milano, with Benjamin Cavanga, who's the host of the one of the owners of the 9030 and the group of Macafe and Peter Fossetti and then family. And I just we like literally I just took my, like a lot of people know me because of this crocodile game and like push the tooth, and this like so many people were like still are amused. It's like something what no one does. And no one copied it so far because everyone knows Armin is the guy when he does a guest shift, he brings the crocodile. And since then, they're asking still like, hey, are you bringing the crocodile? Of like having like a little cheers together, and who's like, you know, the vibe is, you know how it is. The vibe
100%.
is always like what counts. And on the same time, we brought our menu, which is an old vintage pop-up menu from UK from the 80s. We just stick like a piece of paper on top of it and wrote the new recipes in, and we showed it to a couple of people who are in the industry, and they were like super excited. And like one thing was like what we did for the guest shift, which drinks. One thing was like the crocodile, and then also in the same time after it, we were showing the menu, and you can you open the pop-up book, and there's like an old bartender who's like kind of shaking, and you can pull like on a reel, and the shaker is moving. So I can send you maybe later, or in my Instagram feed, you can see like the menu of from Bar Lupo, how we made it. The idea is just about creating a special experience.
Nice.
Everyone is talking nowadays about sustainability and how can we do it, and how is that possible. But you can also buy something secondhand and just use it for your bar. It's just about the idea, and it's a nice presentation, and you creating a wow effect at the bar.
100%. I mean, that was one of the parts how we invested in our bar in Mucho Amor. Mainly, the whole bar is built up by secondhand things, and still you create a vibe. No one will even notice that it is, and if they notice, then they will say, wow, that's a nice item. So totally agree with you there. And where is your creativity coming from? And I mean, also I will link it to another question. You are traveling all the time, you have to manage 2 bars, you work with different brands. I mean, it's the same with me. How do you get your balance? What is where is your magic pill that you can make that happen?
First of all, I try to listen to myself. I do meditation. I do a bit sports, not too much. like let's say, to be honest, like as much as I have to. But I also take my time out. I can work like 10 days in a row and being on the road, and I still have a daughter who just turned last week to 12 years. And she needs also a little bit time and attraction, and not attraction. How do you say not attraction? But like she needs also a bit of exactly
your time,
exactly.
Like
and exactly, and it's I think you always have to listen to yourself first of all, and how can you make someone happy if you're not happy. So first of all, I always try to find the balance of what makes me happy, what makes a brand happy, what is the goal for me, what is the goal for them, where can we create a win-win. And that gives me always a good drive, to be honest. Awesome. That's like the way how I do it, but like I believe you should always take like times for you, and imagine when you are can drink, and imagine when you are should maybe not drink. I think it's a matter of discipline. I think it's a matter of being organized. I think it's a matter of being a bit honest. I also get sometimes delayed because there's always something going on. There's like things are changing, but like be talkative and clear communication. And sometimes you also have to raise the hand and say, hey, sorry, I forgot it, or I fucked it up. And say, but I do worry, and this and this and this and this is what I can do for you. Is that an option? And I think to the end of the day, no one is taking things personal if you worry. If you take care for it, even if you made a mistake. This is like what counts, in my opinion.
Totally. Yeah, be accountable. Yeah. That's a thing. Yeah, you laid it out very well. Then a last point I wanted to ask you, because you always look for new technology or techniques to create drinks. You guys are at Lupo. You're super equipped. I think in Frankfurt as well. So you guys are always on top of that. What do you think? What are future trends of bartending? I mean, now I've seen blockchain cocktail menus, things like that. Maybe it does not have to go that elaborated, but what do you think is going to be? I see a lot of digitalization happening.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, social media is definitely a big point, but like what you should definitely know, also to come to your point, like how can people or younger bartenders who want to open also their own bar, is one thing. One really big fact for us, for our bars, is Google. Google counts a lot. So make sure your Google account is on a good situation and is well cared. its updates, opening times, and reviews should be more or less good. Pictures are very important, that people are really see what's going on over there. Like it can be also posted from you. It doesn't have to be always like from guests. That's like something what is really important. Instagram is definitely a thing. TikTok is also a big thing. I guess like for a bit younger generation, like everything until 25. A lot of people are checking this out.
But everyone out
me,
there,
not so much.
we have to remember. We have to remember these young guys in 5 years. They're gonna be our future clients.
They're gonna be our customers. Yeah.
And
that's
therefore
that's
truly
true.
we have to be aware of that, because I hear often, no, it's not like that. Yes, we have to be aware of that. I mean, the internet in the beginning, when it started, you know, people were making jokes about guys appearing on YouTube, and nowadays it's a common thing. I mean, we are dating through online, you know, it's crazy, and there will be a lot of things to come. That's what I think personally on the situation.
I think it should be real. First of all, you should find a tool which fits for you. You should find a tool also if it's not fitting for you, maybe that someone of your team can take care for it, because you don't have to take care for everything, and you don't have to do everything for the bar. So in some things you are good, and I believe it's a strength if you are also giving up. You don't have to control everything, and you have to trust people, because otherwise you're getting crazy at certain point. So I really trust my bar manager and partner Chaba, like at Hunky Dory. I really trust like Claudio and Patrick, my partners at Lupo. We never were discussing any single sec for money or what he did. I mean, we're requesting things, and I think it's really important that you're requesting, but you need the communication for requesting. So that means you need to do meetings, and certain things are someone is better, certain things are someone is not that good, or not, or is like kind of not that motivated to do it. So you spread the work, you know, you just separate it and say, okay, you take care for this part, you take care for this part, and this is how it works. And you're giving each other updates, and that's should be also a thing for a team in a bar, and where everyone have like small side jobs, like responsibilities, that everyone knows every single person counts in this place. The place is always as good the team is, and
vice versa.
I think this is like. Yeah, like I mean, we're all still learning, and we're all still trying, but it's a team sport. And like if like in a football game, if someone is like missing out of 11 people on a football court, with 10 people, it's not anymore the same, and with 9 people, it's not even like close by to the same. So it counts really that everyone is like on the same page, updated, and also in the right position where he's like good in it, you know. But also finding the situation like that everyone have the how can you say the confidence to say what he likes and what he doesn't like, or where he's good. Sometimes you maybe don't like something, but you are really good in it. Huh? Yeah. It's also one thing, you know. Maybe you have the talent, but you hate it.
Totally agree.
It's hard, but yeah.
We're all learning. You laid here a lot of really powerful advices, and I think a lot of young bartenders or bartenders who experience are thinking or having this thought of opening our own bar. I mean, that's very powerful advices, which you say, like work it as a team, trust is a big point, education, visit bar shows.
Like for me, what I kind of miss maybe to say, it's one thing what helped me really to find out if I really are able to handle the stress situation, to handle the financial situation, to handle the responsibility, and also doing the job like as it is. For me, a big help was opening a pop-up. A pop-up for 2 weeks, a pop-up for 4 weeks. We did a pop-up for half a year, and that really shows me. And we just did it 2 days a week. But 2 days a week, it was like really, really intense, like 16 to 18 hours. But we made it, and this is how we made our money for our venue.
Yep. So there's
And
always
also
a way.
like for the second venue, like in lockdown, I made a small Christmas house. This is how everything started.
Yeah.
And long story short, I made the pop-up 10 months in Zurich. Yeah. That was never planned. That was actually planned for 4 weeks. Yeah. And lockdown, we're going and going and going. And then I found out like, hey, this is actually a really good situation to with low stuffing, everything made it by myself.
Yeah.
To create something, to build like a community, and also to build like a financial situation which is profitable. Nice. Also for my upcoming future. So I reinvested actually all the money, because after COVID I didn't have money really in my account.
Yeah. So
it's
guys,
like almost everything done.
This is very, very important. Like, look for opportunities out there. We should. There are too many no-sayers. There are too many guys who are always like looking into the negative. I don't have. Think about how can I reach it, and then you will. You know, that's a perfect example.
Absolutely.
How can I? That's the right mindset. Not I can't. I'm not. This is the mindset we all need to have, and then the world would be a better place, in my opinion. So
absolutely. I mean, I think it's like something what all human beings are having a little bit, like being like always but I think it's also
we're afraid because we have this pattern in our mind, you know, someone from the childhood. That's not no one to blame for, but we can change this mindset ourselves. That's what I think is
absolutely. And also I mean, in the end, you need a kind of a confidence, you need a kind of a know-how, you need a financial situation which is where the risk is not too high, what you can handle, which is not stressing you out, but sometimes you have to take a risk because that's going to bring you further. In my opinion. But it's possible, definitely. Pop-ups. So to answer the question, make pop-ups, try wherever it is, even if it's a birthday party from a friend of you, make a pop-up bar, for example. Give it a try.
If that works. Amazing. Great advice for building up a mindset. So truly.
Also, you're learning so much out of it, and you're not going to do after the first event, the second event, you're not going to do the same mistakes anymore.
Yeah, 100%. And we need mistakes to grow, definitely.
Absolutely. And it happens all the time, but it's good. It's always taking you back to the carpet, that you don't feel like, I'm a hero, I can do everything. At the end of the day, we're just doing things, okay?
Totally.
Easy.
If you worry all the time,
our mission is make people happy.
Yeah. If you worry all the time, if I should start it tomorrow, man, maybe tomorrow there's no tomorrow. So we have to start doing things, and that's a push.
It could be tomorrow over, you know. Sorry? It could be tomorrow over, you know. You never know what happens.
Exactly. So no, congratulations to all the achievements you have done, and everyone who is gonna follow you. I'm gonna link both of the bars and your Instagram profile below the podcast. And maybe to finish it off, your favorite bartender, favorite cocktail, and maybe a mentor.
My favorite bartender, I would say is I have two favorite bartenders who I really work with. It's Csaba Schneider from the Hunky Dory Bar, my bar manager, and then it's Marco Colelli, our head bartender at Lupo Bar. But like if I speak like worldwide, I would say with so much class and confidence and attitude, but a great attitude. For me, it's Ango Perrone. He's a legend. He's really, his way is like however the pop-ups he is running, or the bar is busy, or the hospitality what the guys at the corner are bringing is really, really good. What inspires me every day, I have to say. Great. And technical wise, but also personal wise, and without any how can I say, without any attitudes, who are like going in the direction of bartenders or. Absolutely. And my favorite drink is a cognac Sazerac.
Nice.
Really love cognac Sazerac.
I just had one last week.
It's a bit on a boozy time.
Yeah.
It's a boozy drink, but it's very tasty. But I also have to say, on side of cocktails, I'm really got slowly but steady into natural wines because of my partners. This is something where I really became a passion for, and I think more and more bartenders should open their eyes also for wine. Also open the door in the bar for wine, for nice wines. There are so many interesting process and producer and wineries, and there's like so much good flavors and products out there, and very rare. It's something which is really big and maybe not so common in the bar world, but it's also something which is a big topic. And what was the last question? Sorry.
Your favorite book?
My favorite book, I would say, is the I missed the name. The one from Jim Meehan, the green one. Bartender's Manual. Bartender's Manual.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it's my favorite cocktail book.
Great cocktail book.
That's
nice.
That's a good mix of how to organize, how to do, how to create, how to set up things, and it really combines everything for a good startup, for a solid startup, I would say. Yeah.
Armin, thank you so much for spreading all your wisdom on the bar world, on opening a bar, and I can't wait to see you hopefully soon again. It's about time. And yes, keep doing what you do, keep spreading the good vibes. The world needs more, especially the hospitality world needs more guys like you who are pushing the industry to something better. No, I really mean it, because you're an honest guy. You are a guy who's trying the best, and you for real. So really thank you for giving to the bar world. Thank you.
Thank you for the possibility to talk today and for the invitation. It was
anytime.
Absolutely an honor.
We need the best. Cool. So, brother, it was a pleasure.
See you soon. My pleasure. Have a